Hi everyone and welcome to or welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I achieved this everyday makeup look with strictly drugstore products, because I know how expensive everything is these days and how much people are influenced into basically taking out a mortgage to afford a full face of high-end makeup. So we are sticking with the drugstore non-aesthetic vibes over here. And I'm not really like a makeup guru, I'm just a girl who wears makeup. Not every day, but most days to work and things like that. So nothing is really fancy here. Honestly, this is like, I would say 100% under £50 for the entire routine, and probably brushes included. And it just goes to show that you really don't have to spend a fortune to feel good and to look good. So if you're interested in seeing what products I use to achieve this look, then carry on watching. So I usually go straight in with my base products, and I use two different products for this just because I don't like a thick heavy foundation. I don't like to feel like I've got anything on my skin. No makeup days, I will simply just go in with this, which is the Rimmel Multitasker Better Than Filters, I guess glowy kind of serum. I'm not really sure. I absolutely love the applicator on this. It is so good, and I literally just a thin little layer. By the way, I don't actually have a mirror. I'm actually using my phone for a mirror, so if I'm looking, looks like I'm looking that way or elsewhere, it's because I'm looking at my phone to see what I'm doing. And then I go in with this on top. It's the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour skin tint. I absolutely love this stuff, and it's perfect because it has good coverage, but it's not thick and it doesn't make you feel like you're wearing makeup. So I don't even put any in the little like dofer thing. I literally just take a little bit what's on there and just pop that on my skin, and then I just grab a little, I don't even know what kind of brush this is or where it's from. Like I say, all my stuff, none of it's expensive, although obviously drugstore is a little bit more expensive than it used to be, but nothing that I own is crazy expensive, and that also includes all of my brushes. They're usually just kind of from like the pound shop or something. Also, because I'm not really massive into buying makeup, I had like a big fake tan phase a while ago, and so a lot of my makeup I bought during that. So it's slightly off my skin colour, but a little bronzer down the neck. Honestly, you wouldn't know. Again, the cheapest beauty blender possible, just from a cheap shop, will do. And I never wet it just because I'm lazy, but I'm just going over to make sure there's no like heavy brush strokes in there. My beauty blender is actually like really stained because it's really old, so ignore the stains. I promise I do clean my brushes and my beauty blender, possibly not as often as I should, but I do it. Okay, and then this product kind of switches up. But here I've got the Studio London My Superdrug, and it's the bronzing stick. Mine is in Brave Bronze. Aware that obviously if you're not from the UK and I don't know if Superdrug's in any other countries, you may not be able to get this. However, if where you're from does have collection, there it's in a pink package as well. Their contour stick is my go-to, but my stores have been sold out with it for the longest time, but I'm nearing the end of this one, so I will definitely be going back to collection if they have it in stock. But I go fairly heavy with the bronzer just because I have a complex that I'm always just like too pale. But obviously you put on as much as you would like to put on, and then I'm just gonna start with going over my vocal cords. And then just with the beauty blender still, I'm just going to start blending this out. And to be honest, I think this contour stick was only a few pounds from Superdrug, which is a absolute bargain. So I would definitely snatch this one up if you are in the market. Like I said, my most recommended would be the collection one, but beggars can't be choosers. I think the collection one actually ended up going a little bit viral on TikTok. I think it did, and I think that's why I started struggling to be able to find it in the shops. But like I said, I'm not a huge makeup lover, which is why I just stick to the cheap products that I know work, and I will only ever buy makeup products if mine have run out. I don't go actively buying makeup anywhere, just because I am a girl who loves hobbies, and makeup isn't really one of them. I kind of just wear makeup because I like how I look with it, but it's not that I enjoy doing it. I actually really hate the process of doing my makeup. It just always feels like such a waste of time for me because it's not really one of my interests, but I love the end results. So, and I would say on a typical day this routine usually takes me about 10 minutes. It's nothing crazy, but I feel like that's because we also have to factor in that I don't actually put any eyebrow product in other than a clear gel, just because I do have naturally fairly full eyebrows. I tint them, and that's about the most I do, and just put the gel in them. And after I've done this, I will go in with my concealer. Now this is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I love this one. It is in the shade 5, and I really like this one because I find with so many concealers on the market that I have tried, they are so thick and you can like feel them under your eye, and I despise that with makeup, as I've already said. So this one's a bit more, it's kind of like, it's just quite a thin concealer that just doesn't feel like you've got anything on, and I literally every day put it in these places. It doesn't matter if I've got breakouts anywhere else, I just literally put the concealer in these places, because I've always also found I went through a really big stage of acne all down the sides of my face, and I found if I ever tried to cover it with concealer, it would go dry and it would make it more obvious. So I've always avoided concealing any kind of spots around my face, and I just do the high points of my face and obviously under my eyes. And then I kind of leave that just for a second while I get my powder ready, because I have my under eyes crease so bad. And so immediately after, there's playing. And so then immediately after I blend my concealer, I like to powder it straight down and waste no time. This is the Revolution Translucent Baking Powder. I don't bake with it, I kind of just press it on with one of these. I will just literally tip a bit out onto my side, and then my dad always goes, "What's that white powder stuff on your makeup desk?" I'm like, the same stuff that it always has been, it's my powder, no funny business around here. Anyway, I take the exact same brush that I did with my base products, and I tap this into my skin. Literally, I don't even know, to be honest, if it makes a difference, and then I just tap over it with the beauty blender. But like I said, I feel like I kind of just, my routine's just quite like average, nothing special. Like, I'm not really aesthetic, I don't really care too much about perfection. I just whack it on and hope for the best. This is the routine I've been doing for years and years, and it's never really changed. And then I just grab the powder on the, I don't know what these are called, like puff thing. Grab the powder on the puff thing, and then kind of just press some towards the bottom half of my face, and just up here where I did put the concealer earlier. All of our cream products are now done. We've just set those in. So now I'm going to move on to my powder bronzer, which is a new purchase for me. I usually use the, I believe it's Rimmel, and it's like in a little circle, their bronzer, but the lids break so easily on those. Literally so fed up, and it's so hard to travel with. So I ended up seeing this one in Home Bargains, which is Sunkissed Butter Glow. Sure, does it have a shade? Warm Whisper. And I have been really enjoying this, so I'm gonna use this. I think I paid $3.99 for this. It's literally a few days ago as well that I bought this, maybe like a week ago. So if you are from the UK and you have a Home Bargains, honestly I would recommend going and grabbing this, because I do love it. And I'll just basically go over here where I put my cream bronzer. I love bronzer, I'm a bronzer kind of girl, so I guess you could say I go kind of heavy with it. I just love looking sun-kissed and golden. So I literally just a bit of powder, go up here and below my eyebrow. Again, sorry, I'm not actually looking at the camera, but I kind of need to see what I'm doing. Down both sides of my nose. But I do think it's really important to know that you don't have to spend a lot of money to feel good and to have a nice makeup routine. I guess I'm sort of just like de-influencing the expensive makeup. Anyway, I'll go back in with my puff just to soften the nose contour a little bit, just because I don't want it too intense. And then I love this step. I will go in with blush. This is from Collection. Absolutely obsessed with this colour. It's in the shade Passion 9 and it's like a perfect deep, I don't know what kind of colour, how to describe this, but it is my favourite kind of blush colour ever. So I will just pop that on and I kind of go up my cheek, over my nose. Just a lot of blush, and I do put quite a lot of blush to begin with just because I feel like it disappears the quickest, and for that reason I kind of go heavy with it. And that's kind of a reason why I don't bother with cream blush, just because I feel like it just disappears. So I feel like I'm kind of looking a bit heavy right now, but I promise once we've got our lips on it will just all kind of come together. So I'm going to go in with my brow gel, which it looks like this because it has mixed with like some of my base products in the gel, which is kind of gross. But this is the Collection Lash 3-in-1, so it's brow and lash gel, and it comes with like these types of brushes on there. I don't have a clue how to use them, so I don't. I literally just use the spoolie here. My brows are severely uneven, you know, like the flip like filter and like back camera. I get humbled every time. That's how uneven my face and my eyebrows are. But so that's why I don't even bother filling them in, because I honestly cannot be bothered to try and figure out how to get them even. That just feels like such a ball ache for me, and I can't be bothered to be a part of it. I definitely should have bought a mirror with me, because I feel like it's gonna look so silly that I'm constantly looking not actually at the camera. But we're only a small little channel here, so we are not discovered and we do not have cool equipment. This is my favourite lip liner ever. If you couldn't tell, I'll put it up on screen, because what is this? It's Nude Beige by NYX. Never ever found another lip liner I love more. Like, the shade is just perfect. I feel like this is so far away than I usually look. Literally love her. She is perfect. And then for mascara, I really like the Maybelline Sky High. This is in brown. I do have brown and black, and I do like to use black, but for some reason I picked up the brown. So, and just a little bit of that on my lashes. This is so far away from, usually I'm like, my head is in the mirror. Okay, honestly, the lashes don't look great because I can't really see what I'm doing that much from this far away. But and then I cannot stand the feeling of lip gloss or lipstick on my lips, so a little clear lip balm for me. And if I give my hair a little bit of TLC, get her brushed out. I hate my thin hair, I honestly do. I love how easy it is to work with and it dries really quickly, but I do wish I kind of had like voluminous hair. But yeah, so that is my finished everyday makeup routine using only drugstore items. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you want to stick around then please do subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.